In the deadliest refugee shipwreck of Greece this year, a ship carrying migrants capsized off the southern Peloponnese. This led to the death of 79 migrants, with more than 100 still missing. Greece has called it one of the worst and biggest ever migrant tragedies and has declared 3 days of national mourning. According to the Greek Coast Guard, the boat went down about 80 kilometers southwest of Pylos. The spot where the accident occurred is close to one of the deepest areas of the Mediterranean. The EU's border agency Frontex said it had spotted the boat early on Tuesday afternoon and immediately told Greek and Italian authorities. The Coast Guard said later that no one on board was wearing life jackets. Authorities have alleged that offers of aid were refused, but they are facing claims of not doing enough to help. It said that the Greek shipping ministry had made repeated contacts with the boat and was told repeatedly it simply wanted to sail on to Italy. A Maltese-flagged ship provided food and water at around 6 p.m. local time, and another boat provided water 3 hours after that. Later, someone on the boat is said to have notified the Greek Coast Guard that the vessel's engine had malfunctioned. Shortly afterwards, the boat capsized, taking only 10 to 15 minutes to sink completely. A search and rescue operation was triggered but complicated by strong winds. Alarm phone, an emergency helpline for migrants in trouble at sea, complained that the Coast Guard was aware of the ship being in distress for hours before any help was sent, adding that the authorities had been informed by different sources that the boat was in trouble. It added that people may have been scared to encounter Greek authorities because they were aware of the country's horrible and systematic pushback practices. The boat is likely to have been going from Libya to Italy, with most of those on board believed to be men in their 20s. Ioannis Zafiopoulos, the deputy mayor of the southern port city of Kalamata, where survivors were taken, said that his information indicated there were more than 500 people on board. A European rescue support charity said it believed about 750 people were on board, and the UN's migration agency cited an estimate of as many as 400. The Greek Migration Ministry blamed international smuggling networks for putting lives of migrants and refugees at risk, while the UN High Commission for Refugees, Filippo Grandi, called on governments to work together to create safe pathways for people fleeing poverty and war. Greece has been criticized for forcibly expelling would-be asylum seekers in violation of international law. Its former centre-right government, which is facing re-election in polls later this month, has denied the pushbacks, calling its migration policy tough but fair. A video released last month showed refugees who had reached the island of Lesbos being forcibly placed on a Greek Coast Guard vessel before being set adrift and picked up by the Turkish Coast Guard. Last year, nearly 3,800 people died on migration routes within and from the Middle East and North Africa, the highest number recorded there since 2017, according to data published on Tuesday by the International Organization of Migration. The IOM's Missing Migrants project recorded 3,789 deaths in 2022 along sea and land routes in the region, including crossings of the Sahara Desert and Mediterranean Sea.